Channel 7. Time for 7 First Alert weather.
As we take a look at the Treasure Valley, this is the view from Bogus Basin. You'll notice it's looking a little muggy out there. We can actually see some of the moisture in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, but not too much rain happening. However, if we take a look at the radar, a very different story, and we are getting some drying over Treasure Valley spots, but overall, if we look at the southern portion of the state, very active right now. So let's take a little radar tour and see what's going on. You can see lots of lightning happening across southern Idaho right now, especially south of the Owyhees. As we look towards the Central Mountains and northern Magic Valley areas, you can see lots of cells popping up producing lightning. If we go a little bit more north to look at just mountain areas, you can see a lot of those lightning strikes happening nearing McCall and through central mountain areas. I'm sure that these are producing some briefly stronger downpours as well. And if we look towards Mountain Home, there's one particularly strong cell, and I wouldn't be too surprised if this one to the south is producing small hail with it as well. And we're going to continue to track the potential for storms because we've got a lot of the ingredients that we would need for storms like this. So we've got a low pressure center that's sitting off to our south, and that is going to continue to bring moisture, wrapping it around into our area. So we've got low pressure, which means instability in the atmosphere, and now we've also got moisture. Here's one other look at how this moisture is moving in. You can actually see the center of rotation as we look at the water vapor. And we're seeing the higher amounts of moisture being brought into our region. And as we continue to go into the evening, we're going to track the potential of these storms to continue. So here's one model's interpretation of how those storms are expected to play out. You can see being a little stronger towards central mountains areas as we go towards the evening hours. The next 2 hours towards McCall, we're going to see some of these stronger storms pop up. In order of likelihood, we're going to see lightning as the most likely possibility with these storms, gusty winds and isolated downpours. You'll notice at 7:30 still staying a little bit stronger towards Magic Valley areas. As we go to 10:30, you can see those are getting actually stronger towards all the way from Haley south through Twin Falls, while things weaken over the central mountains. As we go into tonight, we'll still see some of those showers moving through in the overnight hours before we see storms pop up once again in the afternoon over the central mountains. I know it's been very consistent over the central mountains, those storms, but it looks like Tuesday we're looking at a little bit more of those dry conditions. And just in case you were curious, none of those storms are expected to be severe thunderstorm the category, but overall looking at very busy and lots of conditions that support that thunderstorm development. So as we look for tomorrow, it's going to be a little bit drier for Magic Valley spots, those storms entering the area late tonight, but we will be tracking those possibilities in the late afternoon for the central mountains. As we go towards the west central mountains, it's a little bit of a lower likelihood for tomorrow, but I wouldn't rule it out just because of how consistent the pattern has been. And for valley locations, things are looking drier tomorrow. Tonight, I still think we have the chance of seeing some of those storms pop up just because we have so many of the ingredients readily available. Tomorrow, that possibility looks to dwindle, but it will be warmer. So 85 degrees for Boise tomorrow, warming up even more to 90 on Tuesday with drier conditions. And then we enter once again another hot and stormy pattern as we go into next week. But once you hit Friday, things will be cooling down as colder air starts to move into the area, but we will be continuing with these stormy conditions in the afternoon where we continue to see them both in the mountains and later into next week in the valley location.
I'm going to make it like 3 straight weeks of this same
It's
pattern.
pretty uncommon with lots of monsoonal moisture, low pressure that's continuing to stay over our area, so it's really interesting.
Temperatures consistently above normal.
Yes.
Okay. Sophia, thank you. Well.